This tutorial will show how to set up a collaborative department website. And by the end of this tutorial, it's going to look something like this. A straightforward homepage where you introduce your site, different menu items. For example, actions from meetings. So after the meeting, you as a department type these things up. Okay, so you're going to, apparently there's a trip going on here, so you're going to finalize things on Evolve. This will happen before the 18th of November. Complete a scheme of work, somebody named JA is going to do this, January the 20th. You can also add comments here. Collaborative documents. So you have the development plan, you can have schemes of work. This is all linked with Google Documents. If you click here, it will take you to your Google Documents section and a page where everybody can contribute. As you can see, they're hard at work. There's another section called Meetings, and this is another list similar to the actions from meeting. Okay, so you have lots of different things. So for example, the first department meeting, you would look at your vision, second review development plan, exam analysis, gifted and talented, etc., etc. So that your department has an idea what's happening. You can also put here, for example, handouts for each of the meetings. For example, September the 1st, there's a handout. You can download that beforehand. Another powerful feature, if you're working with Google Sites and Google Documents in tandem, would be the survey section. Okay, so this is using forms in Google Docs. If I click here, it'll take me to the end of term survey for year 8. Okay, so as you can see, this is a kind of a straightforward yet very powerful way of communicating with either your students, members of your staff, stakeholders, and so forth. So as before, you create a new website by clicking Create New Site. Give a name, for example, our department. Make sure you share it with the people you'd like to share with. In this case, I'm going to share with all of Norfolk, so then anyone can see this. Click Create Site. And the first page I'd like to create would probably be the meetings, so people know what's going to happen. And for this, I'd like to create a list. Create page, and now it's going to ask me to define what sort of list I'd like. And I will use action items. And I will create my own. Click Save, and we get to this. For example, I choose date, and we're starting in September. And I guess most terms will start around about the 6th or something similar. We'll probably have a meeting that day, unless we have inset. So let's say the first real meeting will be on the 8th. And the theme will be vision and exam analysis. Click here. And so on. So if you'd like to add something, you just click Add Item. You don't need to save here. The only thing you need to do is to carry on and click Create Page, because we can add something new. Click Create Page. And this one will be actions from meetings. And for this again will be a list. But here, notice that I don't want to be at the top level. I'd like it to be underneath meetings, because it links to the meetings. Create page. And for this one, I'd like it to be action items. Use this template, click there. Before we add items, we need to customize the list because they don't really fit in an educational context. We'll probably keep owner, we'll probably keep description, and resolution, we'll change that to deadline, and there'll be a date, and complete is fine. So we know when things have happened. Let's add a new column. And probably leave that there. Take it to the top we put date, so it's date of the meeting. Click save. So we add an item. The date of the first meeting was on the 8th, and that would be me responsible. Description, let's say for example there could be complete scheme of work or update scheme of work or something similar. And since we have 2 inset day in this week, we're going to be working quite heavily on developing this new scheme of work. So we probably need a few weeks to do this. So we set it for the 7th of October because I'll be working in collaboration with someone else. Then we click save. And then all the way through this we can continue adding comments to make sure that we're all up to scratch on what we're doing. So we've got meetings, we've got actions for meetings. What we need now, of course, is we need a document section where people can share resources and collaborate on any given thing. We're going to keep this on the top level so it's easy to access. So it's not drilled under any other headings. Now we're going to add a file, but for this one we're going to share that from a Google document. We're going into Documents, pop-up window, and we have a development plan here. Click Development Plan. We'll copy this link, add file, and we select the web, paste in URL, and we'll leave it there. We'll change it to development plan. It could be schema work, it could be whatever you want. Click update. Again, you don't need to save here. But if somebody wants to work on this, they'll click view, and if they're logged in, they go straight to the document and they can work on this at the same time, because as with all Google files and documents, they have revision histories. So even if you're working on the same time, at the same time, you can see that the date has changed and the time has changed. The final thing I think it was useful is to have a survey tool. And for this again, it's a Google document, so we will have a web page, and we'll call this one Surveys. Click Create Page. We need to link this then with our Google form. Okay, and year 9 survey, I believe it's called year 8. Okay, so if you go to and you can either embed in your page, or you can go to live form. The quickest thing is to simply copy this and then go back into your web, so you can embed, as I said. Well, let's say for example year 8 survey. That means you can have a list of surveys here. Click link, and since this is not within Google Sites, it's an external document. Open new link. Here we go, and click save. So when this is live, which is now, click this link. It will take you straight to your survey, and students can fill it in and then click submit, and it's done. So this is a very quick overview of how you can create a very effective collaborative environment for your department.